Good morning. Good morning. It's Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and I am your uncle Ethan Van Sciver, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Good morning, everyone. Great big Star Wars fan and trusted member of the media. We're right here on Gizmodo IO9. What does IO9 stand for? It stands for garbage tier. As we take a minute, guys. Just find the center of the universe within yourself. Find the vast expanse that contains infinite possibilities right within your heart. Just take a minute, center yourself, and think about it. Think about all the things that you could do with Star Wars if you have absolutely no fucking clue where you're going from here, if you have no plan. Meet Kathleen Kennedy. This woman has just had her slate cleaned. That's because the Phantom Menace also had her clock cleaned. Here we have a kind of sad, patronizing article. The future of Star Wars movies? ? Yeah, do they have a future? Kathleen Kennedy explains the vast possibilities. Now, this article is very, very, very sad, and this article confirms a lot of things that we've already suspected based on, all of the nonsense, all of the fluff that we've had tossed our way about future possibilities. Let's read this and let's kind of see if we can orient ourselves to where we stand right now. What's next? It's the question on everyone's mind when it comes to Star Wars movies. After next month's The Rise of Skywalker, the next movie is technically scheduled for 2022. And yet we now know. And yet we have now been informed. Okay? The D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, who were supposed to be working on that trilogy, are gone now. They, interestingly enough, they kind of said, we got better things to do than Star Wars. Before it was all about how amazing Star Wars was, even though they did have some criticism for their predecessors, for the people at Disney who were working on the films. They said that we need to get back to storytelling with Star Wars. I guess they've given up. I guess they kind of gave up. It was bridge too far. One of the very few people who would know about the next Star Wars movies is the president of LUCASFILM, Kathleen Kennedy, and yet she doesn't. Funnily enough, though, in a new interview, she admits she doesn't know the answer to that question, but there's a very good reason for that, and that reason is her entire deck was cleared, obviously, and she's going to be out of here very soon. She says, "No, I haven't decided what's next." Kennedy said, speaking to Rolling Stone last month, "We got various things we're looking at and various ways in which we can begin or not. As you can imagine, do you go back? Do you go forward? All of those questions are being asked. Do we stay in this galaxy? Do we go to another? The universe is never ending." Wait. All right, that was a good laugh. The good news and the bad news, they have endless possibilities. It's liberating, it's exciting, and it creates a lot of pressure and anxiety. Anxiety and tension. Nervous headaches as well. One thing is for sure, okay? Whatever the next Star Wars movie is, it's as important a moment for the franchise as its return in the 2015 Force Awakens movie, The Force Awakens. At least with that story, there were a few breadcrumbs to follow, characters still around to destroy, actors to play them, and be angry because their characters that they've lived with their entire lives have been destroyed at the hands of Kathleen Kennedy. But for a new film, that's unlikely to be the case. It's a clean slate, not just for the story, but for the franchise as well. And it sounded like they had something, guys. I don't know if you followed any of this. It sounded like they had all this wrapped up. Certainly, they had DB. They had the DB Weiss and Benioff. Right? Did I get that right? Both of them sound like they hijacked an airplane in 1982. DB Weiss and David Benioff. Doesn't sound. Oh, that's DB Cooper. And was it 1982 or was it like 1970? I don't remember. It's an incredible challenge. And it's something that we're in the middle of. And I can't even begin to tell you where this may end up because I think you're absolutely right. I think whatever this next movie is and how it begins to define a new way forward is something we want to take
plenty of time and plenty of conversation and careful thought before deciding exactly what we're going to do.
You're not going to be here. You are going to be fired, okay? You are going to be gone. You got your 3-year extension to clean out your desk. It took her 3 years to clean out her desk, but that's what this is. And the fact of the matter is, you're talking about a movie that's going to be coming out in 2022, and you haven't a clue. What do you mean, take your time? What do you mean, take your time with this movie? You don't have very much time. You've got a movie coming out like this. You've got a movie coming out in December, and then you want to get another movie coming out December of 2022, and then you want that to lead into a trilogy, presumably. You know, it just doesn't seem like it's something that's going to be well thought out at all. As previously mentioned, December 2022 movie on the schedule was going to be made by Weiss and Benioff of Game of Thrones fame, and then they completely bollocksed up Game of Thrones. They failed to stick the landing on Game of Thrones. Kathleen Kennedy sure can pick 'em, okay? However, they left the project last month. I heard they left in May, but they officially left last month. That leaves only The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson and Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige attached as people working on projects for Lucasfilm. Rian Johnson, I don't think he's gonna. I mean, you know what? I go back and forth with this. I think, you know, there's a possibility that maybe he is. Maybe this is part of some scary conspiracy. But I think the truth is right here. I think you're looking at Kevin Feige being brought in to clean house and to fix the mess that Kathleen Kennedy made. You know, we always have to clean up after these women. That's what we have to do as men. Kevin Feige, as people working on projects for Lucasfilm, and while Kennedy didn't comment on Johnson's films, though he said in many new interviews they're still on the table, she did talk about Feige. And here we go. This is reality right now. Kevin has been a huge fan of Star Wars, and he's made that pretty clear, Kennedy said. A little bit of venom here. He's made that pretty clear when he chases my job. And I think when he went off to do a couple of the Spider-Man movies, he realized that he could kind of step in and out of what he's doing, specifically with just Marvel. He talked to us, and he talked to the studio and said, you know, is there any chance that I could step in and do one of the Star Wars movies? But dude, she is fuming over this. She's fuming over this. She's like, this guy just conquered the MCU, Disney's golden child, and he steps in and he wants a piece of my territory. He wants to come into my turf. And I thought it was a pretty cool idea. So we're just beginning to talk about what that might be and when that might be. It'll be when the remainder of your 3-year extension is up. It's a ways off. It's not that long off, honestly. All right. I mean, this is going to happen. Sounds like whatever it is, it won't be next. And while the future of Star Wars movies is a bit up in the air, don't forget the franchise has a pretty clear future set up on the small screen. Mandalorian, that's what it's all about. It is going to be Star Wars on the small screen. The streaming service, if they can maintain the quality of The Mandalorian, this woman and all of her big screen dreams, they'll be a thing of the past. I just don't think that under this leadership, Star Wars is going to make it to the big screen successfully, and maybe that's for the best. And we'll see what Kevin Feige wants to do when he comes in, but you're already reading these clues here. You're reading the fact that Kathleen Kennedy she literally has no effing idea what's coming up next. She has no plans. There's nothing on the dockets right now. Nothing. And there's a reason for that. It's over. She wouldn't be allowed to know. They wouldn't let her know. Disney would keep her out. They're keeping it compartmentalized. You know who does know? You know who does know what's next? Kevin Feige, and that's just the way it should be. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this video. Appreciate you. Subscribe, like, please share these videos, and thank you for continuing to share my videos. Thank you for continuing to be in this audience. Double check and make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube is messing around with subscriptions lately. People are telling me, they're just like, I've had to resubscribe to you 4 times, and I never unsubscribed to you once. Okay, just double check and make sure. Thank you, everyone. I'll be back later with another video. Hey, I got a P.O. box. Want to send me some mail? Send it to Ethan Van Sciver, P.O. Box 607, Marlton, New Jersey, 08053. And I'll probably open it up on a live stream. Thanks very much, everyone. Hey, you want to follow me on Twitter? Are you sure? Well, if so, I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. That's at Ethan Van Sciver. See you there. If you enjoyed this video and want to become part of this community, subscribe to this channel by clicking the laughing man face logo right on your screen. Ring the bell for notifications as well. You'll never miss a live chat. And stay tuned, another video by Comic Artist Pro Secrets is coming right up.